Your favorite movie is The Lion King. Your favorite food is hamburger. Your favorite...
Just the meat.
Just the meat. Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond and Is This Good Companion Pod, where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming and producing the show. Whoa, she's rolling her first piece of video today. It's Rachel Doyle.
And I'm not just sweating because of the stress, baby. You'll see.
So you got your finger on the right button? Because I could call for this piece of tape, as they call it in the biz, at any moment.
This clip might have me put my finger on a different button. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, great tease. Speaking of teases, I got a great follow-up email from something a listener wrote into us that we covered on Monday's show with J.E. Skeets. Yeah. So you'll definitely want... Why do people pitch forward on a podcast? It's like, if I don't say what's coming up later, you're going to be like, they're probably not doing anything topical. Have you listened to this show before? And coming up, we'll solve the United Healthcare CEO. I mean, the guy has been caught, but we'll solve it further than that. We're going to be talking about all his accomplices, his past writings, his manifestos. Mm-hmm. That coming up at about minute 59 of this podcast, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. I have a big announcement to make, JD, at the start of the show.
Oh.
Okay.
And that is something you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised.
Okay, wow.
Should have saved this for the end of the show.
Yeah.
I am in love with something that I thought my whole life that I hated. I probably told you many times that I did not like this thing.
Oh.
And you might have even offered me this thing, and I said no, and I turned up my nose, and I was stupid, and I realized that I love it, and that thing is
butt play.
Eggnog.
Oh, shit.
Okay, and well, no, it's not that, but it...
Sorry.
Rachel, he's never asked me that.
I'm very surprised. Sorry, continue.
It's eggnog. I love eggnog.
Wow.
I love it so much, and I'm angry. I'm angry at myself.
Yeah.
But I'm also angry at everyone else for pretending that they don't like eggnog. Once you taste it, it is basically a runny milkshake.
Yeah.
It is basically ice cream that's been left out to melt that you're getting to drink in a glass.
Yeah.
It's sweet, it's creamy, and I'm not even talking about adding the booze yet.
You're right.
Because we've been getting like the eggnog just from like Target or Trader Joe's, the thing that's in like a 1 liter bottle.
Yeah.
Not a bottle, carton.
Carton, yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm adding rum at home. I'm adding a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon.
Okay.
Spiced rum? Dark rum? That might even be better.
Dark rum. It's dark rum. I don't believe it's spiced.
Yeah.
You don't believe in spiced rum?
No, I believe it exists.
He said, I don't believe it.
I'm not a Costa Rican pirate.
Get that spiced rum out of here.
I told you that. I think I told you that I was off spiced rum for a while because I went to the Bahamas and then saw how cheap spiced rum was there. Like you could get a bottle for like $3, $4, $5.
Sure, yeah.
And so I threw a bunch of them in my bag and checked it in. This is the age I'm not thinking very clearly here.
Yeah.
They all exploded in the bag and had to throw out every piece of clothing because not even because of the glass I could get off, just
the stink of rum.
They were marinating in spiced rum. Probably one of the worst alcohols to have your clothes marinating in. But,
yeah.
So we're scared of spiced rum now, but anyways, it just really opened my eyes because now I'm kind of like, how many other things that I claimed to hate?
Yeah.
But
why did you think that you hated it? Like, did you try it as a child or as a young person, or were you just, as I was, and still am, to be frank, grossed out by the texture, the color, and the fact that I believe, and I don't even know if this is true, that there's raw eggs in there.
Probably the homemade stuff would be raw eggs, but not the stuff that's pasteurized in the grocery store.
Well, I'm saying it may or may not be true, but that's why it's always kind of grossed me out.
I think, yeah, if you look at a recipe, it would have raw eggs in it, but I think that it's kind of like how you can get Ben & Jerry's cookie dough, just to eat on its own, or whatever, in half-baked ice cream.
Yeah.
You're not getting salmonella from that. Like,
Right.
the Ben & Jerry's corporation is not going to let that happen.
Right.
So there's ways to make these things that are taste just as delicious, but, are safer. And, yeah, I'm sure that eggnog, it's not raw milk. It's eggnog from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
You just pour it in a glass with a large cube of ice. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like ice cream?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, then
It's my
get
favorite.
on board, baby.
Okay, you know what? I was thinking to myself, I think this is the year I'm going to get into eggnog.
Do you think Phil tainted it for you guys?
Who's Phil?
Oh my God. J.E. Skates. Sorry.
Jay Skeets?
When he puked it everywhere from the book.
I mean,
No, but that's probably part of it. Like, eggnog, whenever anyone talks about the holiday season, kind of like you do, any kind of boilerplate content for Thanksgiving, someone you got to go, you know what? I had an original thought. Turkey isn't that good.
that's a hot take, and it's wrong
It's
as
often
well.
very dry. We should look at other meats for Thanksgiving. Stuffing isn't all that. That, those kind of takes. And when it would come to Christmas, everyone would be like, oh, eggnog,
Yeah.
And I think, like you're saying, to me, look, I watched The Big Lebowski in my formative years like everyone else, and I miss the White Russian trend.
Right.
I knew people that would go to bars when we first started drinking, which in Montreal, go to a bar, you're like 15, 16, and we're ordering White Russians because of The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them being like, that's insane. Because if you're drinking something like a vodka soda, let's just say, that makes sense in your brain. That's just alcohol and a clear liquid.
Right.
One knows that you're messing with the dark arts if you add dairy to alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just instinctually, that's not right?
And there's a little boy in the bar ordering milk. Is he underage? I wonder. Jesus.
And I want maybe a little Hershey's quick syrup in there, please, too. The one with the wabbit on it. So, but yes, but everything you're saying, Rachel, like, yeah, a boy wants creamy milk drink with his alcohol because it's delicious and it's basically a confection. Yeah, that's the same reason that I'm really enjoying having it at 7 p.m. at night. It's dessert, it's alcohol, it's all in one. It's holiday, it's seasonal. It brings the cheer.
Nice. It's festive.
I could not be more in on eggnog.
Well, you're going to be sick of it by the new year. I can feel it.
I don't think so.
This is also part of it. You are at an age where you'll just stop, right? Like, because it's an alcoholic beverage, and when you're younger, like in your 20s, you're just like, I'm pounding eggnogs, or I'm at the Christmas party, and I'm pounding whatever I'm drinking. You're also told, don't mix your alcohol, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
it's not, you're like, I started with eggnog, I guess I have to finish the night with eggnog, which is a recipe for disaster, but you're at the age where you're like, I will enjoy an eggnog at the cocktail hour, right before supper or whatever, and that'll be that. Or,
Yeah. It's a nice digestif too, I have to say. Post dinner, like as
this
a
is
dessert.
very surprising considering your lactose intolerance.
I know. I do feel very sick today. I got the Pepto right here.
Wow.
This is not a prop for the show. It just is here because I've having some trouble this morning. I don't think it's related to the eggnog.
Can't be.
I've been doing some other things. We've all done the thing where it's like, wow, oh, you taste beer, and you're like, and then you taste, let's say, Mike's Hard Lemonade, and you're like, well, this tastes like yummy lemonade.
Yeah.
So you drink that, but then you drink 6 of those, and you are puking.
Oh, without a doubt. 100%.
But yeah, eggnog, you just need one.
Yeah.
I mean, I want 2 just because, like, I have 1 scoop of ice cream. I want a second.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But
you also...
I was...
We both know when to stop talking.
I was curious if there's anything you thought that you hated that it turns out that you actually ended up liking.
I was very, very against the idea of playing pickleball. Like, I was repelled by the idea. Just simply because it looked stupid. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
It's got this sort of reputation for being for old people, which I am old now, so it's fine.
When was your first time?
Was with you that time.
I don't remember where it was or what.
It was at the
Oh, you never forget your
the
first.
tennis
I want to
center.
know specifically what court number 2.
Yeah, and then we went to a clinic. It was pandemic-y, so we were just like, let's give it a try. I don't know why we decided to try it. Just that people were...
I know why. Because I went home to Denise's wedding, and I started playing badminton with her again. And I was like, yes, this is what I've been missing. We haven't played competitive badminton in so long. It was so awesome. And I need something like that. I'm not going to find badminton here. It's kind of scarce, and everyone was playing pickleball.
Yeah, so we gave it a try. And, we've been pretty much sickos ever since. So,
well, I hope I don't get as into eggnog as you are into pickleball. I'll say that. I hope I draw the line somewhere. I do hope it's more of a seasonal thing for me, just purely from a caloric point of view. I was wondering, you said, you know how it's a thing, people that are 19 will be talking to a 15-year-old, or a 25-year-old will be talking to a 20-year-old and be like, oh, I'm so old. And then a 30-year-old will hear them be like, you think you're old? Oh, wait till you know this, whatever. But you just said you're old, and, well, I am old. At what age are you actually old?
You turn 22, you're old. That's it.
Really?
You spend most of your life old. I mean, that is the truth. That's the truth.
Wait, explain why.
Okay, let me put it this way.
To me.
Your first hangover, you are old.
Yeah.
Right? As soon
but you
as
can have a hangover when you're 16 if you.
Not this. It's not the same. I'm talking like.
I wrote the classic track Dark Room about a hangover that I had when I was 16 years old.
Okay, but think back to that hangover that you had when you were 16. If you are able to pick up a guitar and start playing a song and write a song, you are not hungover. That's
true.
I remembered the feeling, and then I channeled it into my work.
I'm just saying, yeah, sure, you can be hungover at 16, but give me a break. It's
okay.
It's
so what? Your first hangover after 25? You're old?
Yeah, your first incapacitating hangover. That's the start of the downhill.
It has to be.
fall.
It has to be 25 because that's when your brain is fully developed.
Right.
It's like, okay, we're done here. This is as smart as you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's the saddest part of the human condition is the day your brain becomes fully formed, you start to die.
It's kind of like how in the summer there's like that one day that's the longest day, and everyone's like, wow, the longest day.
Yeah.
And then JD walks in and says, well, enjoy it, because after tonight it all starts getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
That's right.
He was born with that attitude.
So you're telling me if you plotted this on a graph, and life expectancy is whatever it is, 81? I don't know what it is now.
Sure.
It depends. Male,
more for
female.
women, but let's say 81. You're telling me at 25, that's where you draw the line?
Yep.
Like most people might assume, okay, 40.
No.
And then you're over the hill, and then after 40, you're drawing the arrow to old, and then on the left side of 40, you're young.
No, if you're on the wrong side of 25, it's over for you. I'm sorry, it's just over. You're done.
This is an upsetting message for most of our listeners to be hearing.
Well,
right now.
listen, this is the reality. Today, right now, you're as good looking as you're ever gonna be. I don't care how old you are.
There is
I disagree with that. Listeners, mute his track, okay? We sent this in we send the stems out to our listeners. You can be better looking at 40 than at 25. I firmly believe that, and I've seen it. You can have what that's called a glow up.
Okay. And your confidence adds to that.
Yeah, but sometimes you can grow a beard at 35 that you're like, oh, this is where I should have been the whole time.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yes, for sure.
There was a guy on Jackson's team in high school. I'm like, he's got a beard. He looks like he's 40. Is that a kid?
Yeah, 16-year-old beard.
Damn.
Full beard.
So, anyways, you can look better when you're older, but so basically what you're saying
Hold on, but I'm not
you
saying...
were 45 saying, I'm not playing pickleball because it's for old people, but you're also saying that if you're 26 years old, you could be playing pickleball.
You should, yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. And I'm not saying...
I'm not enjoying this. I don't like this.
That's the truth.
So wait,
it hurts.
Would you feel comfortable if I don't know, I had a crick in my neck today and we hopped on the Zoom and I was like, ugh, I'm so old.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you give me a look like, shut up? When you're my age, you'll know what it truly feels like to have a crick in the neck.
Yeah, bitch, you are old.
I'd be like, well,
okay, fine,
welcome,
I'm old.
Friend.
I think I hear this from a lot of people. When you hit 40, all of a sudden your body's like, There are different areas that start aching that you never knew could feel pain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why right at 40? Your eyes start deteriorating. You need fucking readers. It's like, what about 40? Because like, stop making babies. We don't need you to make more babies. 40, everything shuts down.
Oh, you think it's like a biological thing?
I mean, it just, I'm sure it's a coincidence, but it feels like when I hit 40, like, oh, everything hurts. Never felt like this before. Did you notice that?
I'm on the quote unquote wrong side of 40, but I don't know. I haven't deteriorated. I don't know. I say this as like I haven't been able to breathe for 3 weeks. I just had surgery. I got Pepto-Bismol in front of me.
Do you have readers, Matt?
Jill and I both have colds. No, I'm not. I'm reading off my laptop screen. Everything I've said has actually been written out, and I've been reading it off my laptop screen.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Good peepers.
So I don't have readers, but I think I will have to because I don't know. Is it genetic?
I think it's like just
feels
human
like everybody.
race.
I don't know anybody over 50 who doesn't need a peep
readers
or two every once in a while. Yeah, cheaters we call them.
I'm not there yet. Yeah. And luckily I have a youthful face, so I'm not saying I'm old, and I'm 40. I always forget how old I am. I think I'm 43. But I could be 42, so stay tuned for next episode.
You're 43.
I'm 43. Yeah. I'm 43. So, but I still feel good. So don't worry if you're out there.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying worry. I'm just saying carpe diem, bitch. You're old.
Carpe diem for sure. Or YOLO as that's translated into English. But
I do like what you said, though. You're the best you're going to look right now. Because I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, I look at myself, I'm like, this isn't good. But I'm like, 20 years from now, I'm going to be like, damn, girl, you look good then.
Fucking 5 years from now, you're going to look back, oh, New Year's 2025. Goddamn, I look good. I was only 54 back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I see my parents do that all the time, looking back at pictures of me as a kid and then being like, oh, I thought I was so old then, but I'm not. Everyone listening, you're very young. All right, I wanted to talk about something. I saw something on Instagram, and I honestly, for me, it unlocked the key to why celebrities are all insane. Rachel, would you roll this video in for me, please? This is Matthew McConaughey on Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's podcast.
Tuna fish salad master maker. Yeah. Every Sunday night, clean out the fridge. Gonna make a badass tuna fish.
Okay, wait. I want to hear yours.
Well, it's a long list of all kinds of things. It starts with the base. You get your good tuna. Next, you gotta watch how much lemon and vinegar you add, because if you add the mayo mixed with wasabi and a little dressing. Okay.
Shut the fuck up!
Come on.
I didn't even think about putting wasabi into my fucking tuna fish.
Whip it up, a little light green. So
you're blowing my mind right now.
And then all the rest of the stuff from the chopped red onions or the dill pickled gherkins. I'll finally slice the dill pickled gherkins. Crispy jalapeno chips. Give it a little crunch at the end to balance that out. I'll go with some apple for some sweetness, a touch of agave. I always have corn in there. Always got corn.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And then at the end, I'll go some frozen green peas. And then, as you know, as every redneck knows, is it better right then or is it better covered after you put it in the fridge the next day? It's all coagulated. All the tastes are right.
All right. Again, so that's McConaughey on Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's podcast. Yeah. Great get. And I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I didn't watch it, but I just saw this clip. Somehow cooking or specifically tuna salad comes up, and McConaughey says, well, I love making tuna salad. I'm great at I'm a tuna salad master. And they're like, okay, how do you do it? And they proceed to go so nuts over absolutely goddamn nothing that I'm like, this is why celebrities are insane. I mean, honestly, for two reasons. One, because I think this recipe is quite frankly insane and they're loving it and saying that this is the greatest idea ever. But just as he's going, all right, good tuna.
Sure.
Lemon, vinegar, mayo mixed with wasabi. Bert Kreischer's head fucking explodes already.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe he's titillated by Matthew McConaughey because that's all I didn't even hear the words. I just heard the tone.
Yeah, but he's presumably this isn't minute one of the podcast. They've settled into a groove at some point.
Yeah, well, food and Matthew McConaughey, maybe it's the perfect recipe for
for Bert. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I'm just, but Okay, let's go through the recipe itself because this is an insane recipe.
Okay.
So good tuna.
I'm gonna tell you when it's a bridge too far for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 'Cause I had the same concept as you. Mayo mixed with wasabi, a little dressing. I don't know what he means by he means throwing a bit of ranch in there or something. Chopped red onions, diced gherkins. I think we're going pretty gangbusters here so far.
Yeah. I'm fine with it though. Still.
Yes. Crispy jalapeno chips.
Okay.
Now
I have a question.
You go ahead.
Are they potato chips or are they is he talking like jalapenos that are crispy?
Does he say for crunch though?
For crunch, I think these are jalapeno chips. Sometimes they have those, what are those called? Like those fried onions things, the fried onion pieces, and sometimes those can be jalapeno flavored, but I don't think he's talking about that.
Okay.
The one thing I will say about the crispy jalapeno chips, which I do like, textural crunch and a little bit of spice, but then at the end they're all going nuts when he's like, cover it in the fridge,
right? Yeah,
like a redneck. Well, I hope you're not putting in the chips the night before because they're just gonna get soggy and you've defeated the purpose. But whatever. Apple for some sweetness. Now we've gone too far in my opinion.
That I'm still okay.
You're okay with apple? Oh, okay.
Well, where else is the sweetness going to come from?
Why do you need sweetness?
Technically, the
balance.
gherkins.
I mean, I think just the fat in the mayo is enough
That's
to
not
round it out. I
sweetness.
don't need sweetness.
The
don't need
gherkins would be
sweetness.
sweet.
You never put a little bit of relish in your tuna salad?
Yes.
It's delicious.
No.
Oh,
Sweet
it's good.
and
Give it a
salty
go.
fish. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, but then he's saying apple for sweetness, and then he says a touch of agave. So now he's adding
That's
more
it
sugar
for me. That's it. Like
That's
that's
it for you.
that's
far.
the line for me.
Too far.
And then he says, and I quote, I always have corn in there.
Okay.
No.
No corn. No.
I'm fine with it. I love corn. I'm picturing it on my palate.
You're
and I'm
already
okay.
eating it on bread, I assume.
So.
Maybe you want another grain.
Oh my god. Okay. I
And then
guess.
frozen green peas.
And that's insane.
But it's probably because they'll thaw and you don't have to
hope so.
good frozen peas. You don't actually need to cook them. You just kind of warm them up and they're nice and poppy.
Yeah.
Well, I would honestly prefer peas in there to corn, but I don't know.
So Rachel, you're still fine with all of this.
And not the corn. I don't want to fucking corn.
Corn
in
was
my
too far for
tuna.
Rachel.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I was like, there's nothing that he could say now that they won't cheer on.
Right,
And
yeah,
won't,
yeah, yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, if he was like, mushrooms, they're like, why did I think of that?
Yeah.
Ground beef. That's what my tuna's been missing.
Oh.
Get some dried apricots in there.
Hey,
Like,
I think that Rachel is 100% right. They are under his spell. They are just like, yes. He's doing the Wolf of Wall Street thing. How many times a day do you jerk off?
Oh my gosh. No, he's hypnotizing. They don't hear what he's saying. That's all.
I think they do hear what he's saying because he goes, mayo with wasabi, and he goes, wasabi! And I cut out a whole part there where Bert Kreischer was like talking about fingering someone and like, oh, the first time I fingered someone, I just thought you had to put your fingers in and then not move them, and then someone was like, you should move them. That's how much of a revelation you telling me to put wasabi in my thing. It's like, okay, wow. Jesus. Relax.
That's a revelation. Okay, Jesus.
Come on, Bert.
And at the
Sorry.
same time,
Stunk.
Just testing.
it's like plugging in a hairdryer or something.
Just checking your temperature, honey.
No herbs, no dill, Matthew. No Dijon mustard, capers, olives.
Well, he did say dill gherkins, and Rachel had a problem with that because it's...
Why? What's wrong with gherkins?
Nothing. It's just a dill and a gherkin are two types of pickles.
Oh, I see. But I think he just means those small gherkins that maybe have dill in the brine.
That's
There's
what I'm
no
thinking.
dill in a gherkin brine. Anyway.
I don't fucking know. You're right, usually. But there's a lot of products out there. Anyways, I guess it just made, like, if I took this exact recipe and I said it to you, like, or not even you because you know me, but, like, I could meet a million... I would say every person on this planet, all 7 billion of them, and just say, here's how I make tuna. No one would have a reaction like this.
Right.
Like,
It's
but
his
yet
voice.
McConaughey goes, starts talking about corn and peas, and they're acting like it's the most amazing thing ever. How could you not be a fucked up person if everyone reacted to everything you say this way?
Yeah.
No matter, and this isn't even a good thing. Like, fine, but it's also tuna salad. It's the most basic thing. And they're acting like it is the most complicated, award-winning recipe of all time.
Well,
Anyways, I'm just saying, this is why celebrities are insane. And I think this clip will be my example if anyone ever asks me why celebrities are
I
insane.
don't know. I could fall under his spell and be amazed by everything he said. It's just something about
Right, but
him.
that's exactly right. Because if you met someone that was just as good looking as Matthew McConaughey, but he was not Matthew McConaughey, you would not have this outsized reaction.
If they had that sweet Southern accent, I get transfixed with that sort of thing. I don't know why I like it so much.
That is part of your recipe, but the things you're missing in that recipe are fame,
Yes, that's
power,
true.
and wealth.
Yeah,
Right.
that adds. That's a nice addition.
I mean, that's the biggest guest I've ever seen on that podcast. I think.
So no wonder they were yanking his
fucking
wiener.
Oscar winner.
All right, well, I just want you to have some energy like that for me.
Okay. All right. Tell us your tuna salad recipe.
Yeah, I want to talk to me, Matt.
Well, there'd be herbs in there. There'd be herbs for sure. A little bit of
Okay,
freshness,
let's go.
A little bit of freshness. Okay.
Woo!
I might throw a little Worcestershire sauce in there.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, a little umami.
Okay, all right. Yeah. You're reminding me of the first time I had a digit dropped on me, but go on.
Okay. A little stone ground Dijon.
Ooh,
Okay.
you like to grind that stone, don't you, Matt?
Okay, and like
Yeah.
every Jew knows, you cover it up, and then you add the crunchy bits the next day.
Ooh.
And then maybe some avocado.
Oh! You went too far with the avocado, let's be honest.
And butterscotch and chocolate chips
Ooh la la for the sweetness.
for the sweetness. JD, I apologize. I didn't ask you. Did anything good or not good happen to you this week?
Well, I also have an announcement to make.
Oh.
Okay.
Big announcement.
Well, I'm always the last one to hear about this.
I know the next business I'm going to get into, and I'm done with podcasts. When I retire from this, I know what I'm going to get into, and that is open a bowling alley. That's right.
Oh, fucking hell.
Anything goes at the bowling alley.
Okay.
It's the simultaneously the best thing and the worst thing about bowling alleys. It can be like the most run down piece of shit place, and still you'll have it packed on a Sunday afternoon. We went bowling on Sunday afternoon. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah, we did.
like the twos of yous or with the kids?
Rachel's mom was in town, so we
Fives of us.
We took her. There was 5 of us. And bowling alleys, our bowling alley is sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. They call it a pub and lanes, right? So it's supposed to be like a pub vibe, but it's a bowling alley. There's no getting around it. There's 25 lanes. You
Okay,
show
but here's
up.
the question, because Atlanta, from my time there, was famous for this.
Yeah.
The fancy bowling place, like the bowling lounge. Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about? Or
No.
this is like an old school.
No, this is in between. This is just
Okay,
this is
tweener.
an in between sort of. It's the most hipster bowling alley I've ever been to. Like, we were there for 2.5 hours, and they were blasting old school punk the entire time.
A lot of hole.
What? Okay. And
Sorry.
Isn't there
whole.
a song? What's the song called? Take the Punks Bowling?
Oh, maybe.
Is that Husker Du?
Oh, maybe
Anyways,
actually.
continue.
They didn't play any Husker Du, unfortunately, but they were playing like.
Oh, it's Camper Van Beethoven. Take the Skinheads Bowling.
Right. They were playing Black Flag, old Black Flag. They were playing the Casualties. I think they played Exploited. Not Maggie, thank goodness. And they played the Misfits, where Eagles Dare, which is, again, Saturday or Sunday afternoon. There was families there, and it's like the chorus is, I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. And I'm no prude, but also I turned to Lincoln. I'm like, the percentage of people in here that are enjoying this music What do you think? Well, like just off the top of your head. Don't include me because I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, it would be 0%.
Zero.
It would be 0.
Well, you glance over at the bartender and he's wearing like the Cramps t-shirt, you know. I was like, well, that guy is. And it's sort of
and that's guess what? That's why you're hearing the music.
Yeah, well, no, exactly. Exactly.
He's like, well, if I got to fucking work on Saturday afternoon, I'm listening to my tunes.
Right. And
you know, corporate sent over a playlist. He's ignoring it.
Yeah, no, there's no corporation here. This place is like, this is what I want. This is my next business. Like, nobody cares. Nobody complained. Like, I just watched, I took the moment to look down all of the lanes, and everybody was having a great time. They were having a blast. Then I go order some food to the bartender. Very lackadaisical, right? It's fine. But you know what? We're in a bowling alley, so you get away with it. Like, I order food, and I know, because I go there a lot, I know the cook is sitting at the bar, right? So I order food. I know the guy behind me is ordering food. So 2 full food orders have gone in. I go back to our lane, continue bowling.
It would have been cool if you ordered but made the modifications. Like, you looked over to the chef and made you're like, I'll have a burger and fries, and then you turn to your left, you're like, fries extra crispy, please.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't have remembered because he sat there for a minimum 15 minutes before I finally saw him get up,
trudge back,
and walk over. And then they were like slammed. So I know that somebody ordered food after me, so they were waiting even longer for food. But nobody cares because everybody's playing bowling. Or everybody's bowling. Everybody's
playing bowling.
Yeah, you ever play bowling?
I disagree with you. I don't think bowling alleys are this free-for-all bacchanalia that you're promising me they are. I think they're filled with fucking rules. Like, number 1, you can't wear your shoes.
Yeah.
They want to guarantee that the outsole is not going to scratch the lanes.
Yeah.
But it's a reverse country club. You know, the classic thing from movie, the guy goes to the country club with his girlfriend's family or something, but he's not wearing a suit jacket, so then they're like, well, you'll have to wear a jacket. So then they put a giant one on him with the club crest on it.
Yeah. That's
what bowling alleys are, but for your feet.
I know, and that's why I want in. Because they're great. Nobody has any recourse. They don't complain about anything, but you enforce all these stupid rules on them. No running. No, get your shoes off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're put on these shoes. No running. Then inevitably someone's drunk and then the guy comes over. Hey, you can't throw the ball that way.
Yeah.
Or maybe I want to see how close I can get the ball to that machine that comes down and sucks up the pins. Like, I want to hit it exactly, you know. And then they yell at you for that. Mm-hmm. Then they yell at you for where you're putting your drink. Mm-hmm. Don't bring your drink up with you when you bowl. There's a lot of rules here, so I don't really think that. You're going to have to enforce these rules when you own the alley, though. You're saying, like, I want to do it because I can do whatever I want. But really, you're just setting yourself up to be a school marm.
No. It's more of a dictator. It's more of, like, absolute power.
Okay, let me ask you a question,
I see
Matt.
What you're saying. Yeah.
They changed the system with the pins, and I think it's problematic. So there's not just scooping them up when they fall down. They're attached to strings, so they can only fall down so much. And then
fucking
like marionettes.
We got In Sync on there.
Right. Like, what the fuck? So do you think it's harder to knock them down because they can't just fling willy-nilly and knock other pins down? They only go down so far when they fall down, and then they're brought back up with these strings.
But you can knock them off. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree.
Is that the thing? They're like loosely tethered, so if you hit them hard enough, it just comes off the string?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't come off the string.
It doesn't come off the string. The string is always there. I think it's because...
Wait, that seems like reverse. Doesn't it seem like that would have been the first technology we came up with?
Yeah.
And someone would have been like, wouldn't it be great if these pins could just fly freely and do whatever it is they wanted to do?
Right.
And someone would be like, yeah, but then they're going to scatter everywhere in an unpredictable pattern. How are we ever going to pick them up? And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think it's because I think it eliminates the need to have somebody back there all the time. Because I think that's what happens. Like...
You
But
can't.
there's no one back there.
Yes, there is.
You think there's also a man in the machine that spits out the balls?
In each one, yeah, no.
A tiny man?
No. But there's definitely, I think that I've definitely, at this particular place, before they installed the system, There was definitely somebody back there all the time.
Well, not all that. Like, they would have to
re-
go back to fix. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
They weren't there all the time. The only guy manning the system sits back there. They would
Okay,
go
well,
back.
JD, if you own the bowling alley, that's the job I would like. I just get to be stoned sitting back there. No one can even see me. I'm the little pin golem. Like, just
Sure.
holding them.
Yeah.
Precious. Putting them back up if I feel like it. Like if I hear some people are being a dick, I only give them. Would be helpful if I knew 10 pins. Is that the correct number?
10
of
pins. Yeah.
Yeah, I only give them 9.
Yeah.
But the one I don't insert is in the back, or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Really
let's be clear. Jason doesn't mean somebody is setting all them up every time they
Not
fall
every
down.
time. No, I'm just
when
saying
there's
they're
a
back there
malfunction.
to because shit gets jammed a lot.
Right, that's what
Somebody
you mean.
who's worked in a bowling alley is going to redeem me, is going to vindicate me. You'll see.
I've heard actually the back of the bowling alley is where you get your TSA approval.
If it's next to a Home Depot. No. God damn it, I fucked that up.
Did it again.
Office Depot. Anyway, that's my retirement plan. We're going to be listening to Husker Du, Candy Apple Grey all afternoon while you families bowl. Enjoy your little birthday parties.
He's so confused. He's so confused with what retirement means that he thinks it's to get his next career.
Well, Rachel, you know that this is going to be a family business, so are you into it?
No, thank you. The spraying stinky shoes all day
You
long.
hire people to do that stuff.
Well, what are we doing? We're just standing around watching people have fun? Wow, that
You're
sounds like a
managing.
really fun retirement.
Or we're bowling.
We're bowling. Bowling.
We're picking up pins.
Oh, that lane? No, that's the owner's lane. You cannot go over there. I don't even like bowling that much. I don't know why.
I know. I hate bowling. That's the thing that's unsaid. I think bowling is the worst activity. I've done it semi-recently for someone's birthday. And I hate it. I don't know if I've said this before, but what I hate is that you think that it's such a social activity because you could drink during it. It's not very physical.
Yeah.
But it's just, you end up having 15-second snippets of conversations in a rotating fashion. And you can never get past the thing. And by the time you get back up to the same configuration where I'm not up and the person I was talking to is not up, we've lost the momentum of the conversation.
Your turn as you're trying to get past each other.
You just you have to have 15 Mitch Hedberg style one-liners if you're bowling. That's all you can get at.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of prep for you.
I know. That's why I don't like bowling.
I would say that it's perfect for an office get together. Like if you don't know the people very well, it's just
it's fine.
It's
better than fucking Topgolf.
I've never played Topgolf before.
Topgolf is it's just too much, I think.
Oh yeah.
Bowling, it's just the ball, you throw it. It doesn't matter. And you can get it done. If you truly don't care, you can just go, boom, one shot.
Yeah.
You get the next ball, boom, here's the other one, not really care. And then you're just walking back. You don't even know what pins the balls hit.
Yeah.
I'll see it on the screen later. But hey, if you want to support the show and JD's dream of owning a bowling alley, JD, what's the name of your bowling alley, by the way?
My new one?
Yeah.
Great question.
You can think on it.
Yeah, I'll think on it.
Patreon.com/isthisgood. Actually, maybe we should have a tier where they can name your bowling alley.
Oh, that'd be great.
When you join, you'll get ad-free episodes. You'll get access to our thriving community on Discord. You'll get an exclusive episode every month, which is coming up soon. And of course, you could send topics to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. We're doing also a mail show coming up. December mail show.
Rachel, you're not invited.
Emails.
Oh, just call it female.
Oh, mail, like post.
Not even I knew what you were talking about. I thought you knew that the date we were recording it, Rachel couldn't come, so you were just setting it up in advance. But Rachel, seriously, you actually aren't invited.
There's a mail strike.
That's right.
That's right. We're all going on strike.
Did you know there was a mail strike in Canada?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Well,
You're
until
so
a
detached.
mail of mine didn't get home, and then they were like, "Oh, there was a mail strike."
Yeah.
It's classic. If there was a nationwide U.S. postal strike, kind of everyone would know about it.
Yeah.
But it's happening in Canada, and I didn't even know. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna call my bowling alley Peahound Pub and Lanes. Huh?
Oh, and P-Hounds get a discount?
Peahounds get him free.
Getting free. So that's if they're paying $5 a month, they're doing unlimited bowling plus a free Patreon episode.
Maybe not unlimited bowling. Maybe one game
coupon
a month. sort of thing.
Yeah, one game a month.
Yeah.
I think that's very fair.
Thank you.
All right, and subscribe on YouTube, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, and remember, it's Drunk December. So while you're out bowling with your coworkers, you tell them about the podcast. Tell them how much JD loves bowling.
You can be drunk on non-alcoholic eggnog too, because he is. Well, maybe it's not non-alcoholic for you, but the thrill is there.
What are you trying?
Oh, you gonna have eggnog at the bowling alley?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, like
Yeah,
Christmas
maybe.
time. Like Christmas time.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm coming. All right, let's get to this follow-up email that I teased at the start.
Oh, yes.
Remember we talked about, with Skeets, we talked about someone who had sent in an email saying that they did Spotify Wrapped.
Yes.
They showed their
I was hoping
girlfriend
we'd get a
and-
follow-up here.
Yeah, so they showed their girlfriend, and then their girlfriend, he was like, all right, well, what's yours? And she was like, no. He was like, oh, well, yeah, you don't have to, like, post it. I just want to see it. And she was like, no. And he was thinking she might have been joking, but it turns out she was not joking. And every opportunity, every time he said, can I please see it? I won't judge you. I just am curious. She said no, even though they were dating for over a year and a half. Perhaps they had no secrets, but this was a secret that she wanted to keep, and we were debating why. Why would she care so much that she didn't want her boyfriend of a year and a half to see it? Follow up, and I just want to emphasize, I think I said this on the show, this was sent in for last year's Spotify Wrapped, but after, so I had been saving it for a year till this Spotify Wrapped came
So
Mm.
out.
this could be 2 girlfriends ago, for all we know.
All right, well, here we go. Hi, guys. I had forgot that I sent in this email, but thanks for keeping track of it and bringing it up on the pod at the appropriate time. I never did get to see her Spotify Wrapped, and our relationship ended a few months after this for unrelated reasons, I believe. Ha ha. Okay, why is he laughing? Why is he saying ha ha? Because I think this, I mean, I don't
This
think
was
that
the
they broke up
beginning of the
because the
spark?
Spotify
Yeah.
Wrapped, but maybe there were trust issues
Yeah.
there. But I did get her to divulge 2 of her top 5 artists. They were Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. So I think you were
Okay.
correct that she was probably embarrassed at how normal/vanilla her list was when it wasn't congruent with her persona.
Gotcha.
I was hoping for something unexpected and bizarre based on how much she was trying to hide it. Anyways, I really enjoyed the discussion on the pod. That's from Dylan.
That's
So does
Great.
this end your curiosity? Because we were debating, was it some weird Swedish ASMR? Was it some weird white noise thing she uses to fall asleep? Was it some weird death metal that she doesn't want you to know that she's aggro and listens to? But it was exactly what I said, that it was just boring.
Right.
And she thought she was cool and had interesting taste, but she was basic.
I feel quite satisfied knowing the result to that. Actually, thank you.
The breakup or
No, like he wrote back, and I can put that to rest. I never need to wonder.
you were worried about that.
I was just curious.
Wondering, yeah.
Just on the edge of my seat.
I'm still curious of the other 3 artists, to be honest. But I
I
assume
forget the
it's
list
in
that I
that
said.
that vein, right? Like, and listen, to anyone out there who thinks that they're, cool alternative person, there is no shame in having T Swift in your top 5 for the year, right? I mean,
no, I mean,
they're very serviceable.
you were a proud Britney fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
you
not-
may not
I'm
be
not
anymore,
ashamed of
but,
it.
Yeah.
But look, if you like Taylor Swift, fine. But if you think of yourself as having interesting taste, indie taste, perhaps, I could see why it would be annoying. But I think that is why some people really don't like Spotify Wrapped, because, like, let's just say you fancied yourself a real gourmand. I'm not going to say foodie. A gourmand. That's a higher level. Like, interesting, top-notch ingredients. You're not eating boring shit, right? But if you had Eatify Wrapped at the end of a year, there's no way that you can, unless you're insanely wealthy, be eating fascinating, interesting things all the time. Whether for cost reasons or supply reasons or richness reasons, some of those foods tend to, like, you can't eat those all the time. So if you had Eatify Wrapped, it might be, number one, might be grilled cheese,
Yeah.
Ramen.
ramen, or
that's
or
your-
just chicken soup or something like that,
Sure.
or salad.
Yeah. Goulash.
Because that's the comfort thing, or that's the thing that's, yes. Number one, goulash. Anyways, I just think people would be disappointed to know, like, oh, I'm kind of basic. I'm not the gourmand I thought I was. It's not always on Div. It's normally iceberg.
Well, what's the ideal? Like, what if you're like, I'm alternative, and what would be the ultimate 5 artists to have
The ones you haven't even heard of.
Yeah, I guess, right? This is so obscure.
Why are we putting ourselves up on a pedestal because of obscure things that we like?
Because we're cool. That's
Because
what
it's
cool
better.
people do.
It's better. I'm actually tired of pretending it's not. Liking things that aren't already popular is cooler. It's not to say that popular things can't be cool, but yeah, sorry, being a bit different than every other lemming in this society
My God.
is cooler.
Maybe-
Okay, well, I mean, let's be honest. T Swift in your top 5, it's probably number
Think
1.
different. Apple computers, okay?
You're not cool. Like, you are not cool if T Swift is high up.
That is very rude.
But there's nothing wrong with
No,
not
you
being
might be cool, but you might be
No,
cool,
you're not
but not
cool.
for that reason.
Sorry, you're not cool.
What is?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Well, I mean,
that is not the entirety of some person, one artist that they like.
well, it says a lot.
No, it's
Okay,
you
Rachel, what
are
if you
a
said, what's
crusty
your
old fuck.
favorite movie? What if your favorite movie was Daddy's Home? The porn. No.
Wow, how'd you?
Mark
That's stab in
Wahlberg
the dark, but you
vehicle.
got it right on.
He's been looking at my list, my porn Spotify.
Rachel, I keep telling you, you're not supposed to review the porn you watch on Letterboxd, okay?
Now that would be a revealing top 5. Your Pornhubify or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
What kink does she have in the list?
That's the one you want to be as milquetoast as possible.
Yeah.
You want
God.
T Swift on that list. Not figuratively. I mean, the equivalent. The equivalent.
But come on, Rachel, if your favorite movie was, you know,
Well, tell him your favorite movie, and we'll judge you.
your favorite
accordingly.
movie is The Lion King. Your favorite food is hamburger. Your favorite,
Just the meat.
just the meat. You still, and basically pick every down the middle thing. You could still be really cool, but less likely.
Maybe you're so fucking interesting that the things you like are the opposite of who you are because you
Okay, well, what about your favorite book then, Rachel? Is it going to be 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Well, why not?
Wow.
Oh, I hit her where it hurts in the literary vagina. That's one place you don't want to get kicked.
So somebody who has their top 3 books are the 50 Shade of Grey series. Is that person cool?
Okay, well, this is very funny because it reminds me when one summer we went home, a relative was visiting, and she's talking to me and James, she's like, oh my God, I just read this great book. It's so good. She's going on about it. I'm thinking, Jesus, I wonder if it won a Pulitzer
Like
this year.
life-changing.
And she says 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like,
Wait, who said this to you?
a relative. I will not name a name.
Okay.
And Jason and
You
I,
know who you are.
like, what? There's nothing to say to that. Let's move on.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
No.
You fucking
actually.
snob?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Judging it before you've even
That's a
read
good
it.
point.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I don't know. I mean, is it good? What is it? Just
I mean, it's one of
Did
the
you
most
say you read
popular
it?
books of all time. No, I've never read it.
oh, I thought you said you did.
No. I'm saying I've never read it.
Did you read it, Matt?
Me? No, I neither read it nor saw the film.
No, me neither.
Yeah. I mean,
Not a big Dakota Johnson guy.
Wow.
more.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have been all over it. Trilogy? Did they make the? I don't fucking know. Anyways,
I think they did make the
cares?
trilogy, actually.
I mean, it just gives you a peek into that part of a person. That is not the entirety. That's one
no,
slice.
of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm saying we've gone so far to the other side. Like when growing up, and especially when JD was growing up, Gen X, the sellout generation.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was all about is what you like is who you are. And
Yeah.
that was too far. But we've gone too far in the other direction too, where it's like, it truly doesn't matter. You can if you say the most meaningful, thought-provoking films are, and you name 3 Marvel movies, that is just as valid as someone saying, you know, like The Godfather and Citizen Kane, or something that involves thinking and complex themes or whatever. And we've just said these are all the same.
I think it's just more who you know.
Sabrina
is
Carpenter
people.
is Bob Dylan. It's the same. It's the same. If I like them, you like Bob Dylan, I like Sabrina Carpenter. What's the difference? Taylor Swift is Joni Mitchell. People say this to me all the time. That's why I don't leave my house anymore.
Wait, sorry. Somebody has actually said that to you?
Oh my God, yeah. If you just Google Taylor Swift, Joni Mitchell, you'll find like 5 think pieces that are like, here's why Taylor Swift is our generation's Joni Mitchell.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
I disagree.
We've gone too far.
But listen, I have tried to be cool musically. Like I have. You know how fucking hard I tried to like Lou Reed?
Oh, you don't like? Okay.
No. He sucks.
Oh,
He sucks?
Yeah. I said it. You will never find Lou Reed in the top 100 songs that I've played in the last year.
Even Transformer, the album with Perfect Day and Satellite
Hey, listen.
of Love.
I'm telling you my opinion. He sucks.
Well, it's your opinion. Fine. Fucking hate Lou Reed. I don't care.
I do.
Okay.
I stand by that.
I need to end this episode with a PSA because.
Oh, I got something to say before it ends, though. Go ahead.
No.
You want me to go first?
Okay. Yeah, you could go first.
Okay. We're getting something for Christmas that we didn't want. And that is a new water heater. Because last night, I was like, oh, let me show you, Mom, what we're taking over the border. I don't know if it's a good idea. Back to our little cousin, our little nephew. Old nephew.
He's our nephew.
Well, cousin to them. And I found the water leaking because this was by it. Luckily, I wanted to show my mother the artillery we're taking across the border.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
For the podcast listener, we were looking at a
Nerf? Is that Nerf?
It's
Yes,
Nerf
it's so huge.
semi-automatic or automatic rifles with about 100 rounds of ammunition.
There's two
Yeah.
of these.
It's all
two of these
Nerf,
boxes.
and there's 2 of them. So there's 4 guns.
Yeah.
And a
The size
shitload.
of guns and amount of ammunitions is such that even if you know they are foam, you are still concerned.
Oh, yeah. My mother was like, well, it's big. I showed it to her, FaceTiming her, and she's like, where are you going to put it? I'm like, I'll just put it in the back of the car, I guess. And she's like, well, take it out and put it in your suitcase. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not, if something gets x-rayed and there's like, they look like, like assault rifles. I'm not going over Canadian customs. Anyway, they were
luckily-
sitting on the floor and carry on, Rachel.
Luckily, I wanted to show off these big guns to my mommy, and I was sitting in a pool of water, so we got to get a new water heater. Damn it.
Yeah.
So the water heater is leaking, but didn't
Explode or flood.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So why do you say you don't want that? It sounds like exactly something you would want.
Well, we didn't want
A new water
to buy
heater.
a new water heater.
Like imagine if like yesterday I delivered a new water heater to your house. And then today you opened it. Wouldn't you be like, this is exactly what we needed?
Santa's not bringing it, Matt, unfortunately.
Doesn't fit in the sleigh.
No.
Can't fit down the chimney.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is this
that's a complaint.
do we need to do an extra Patreon push? Is it bad?
Oh, I don't know. We're still waiting on the contractor to get
It's
back to us.
fine. Guys, it's fine. It's fine.
Just a whine.
That would be only the second time your garage is flooded this year.
Oh, that's
I know.
that's true.
Listen, the luck of just wanting to show off those guns and us discovering it, because otherwise we would have grabbed
would've left.
we would
That
have
would've
grabbed
been
them
fucking
and we'd have
bad.
been, this thing is soaked, and then we would have left for a week, and Ash would have had to deal with an exploded
Ash, we need you to produce the podcast and also do some light contract.
yeah.
So really, we're very lucky to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking at the bright side here.
Okay. Well, very good. And good luck on your drive, and declare it. Just say it, because I think they will ask you if you have any gifts. Just declare
Yeah.
declare the
We're
guns.
not gonna wrap them. We're just gonna. We'll all.
And don't say guns when they say, what do you have to declare? We're bringing a gift.
Yeah.
4.
Nerf
What is
toys. Nerf
Guns.
toys. Yeah.
Toys. Exactly.
Yeah.
You say toys.
Yeah.
A lot of ammo.
Say
Oh
I think we
foam
should just
toys.
strap them to our bodies as we're crossing over. Just
my God, do you
Yeah.
ping.
imagine how insane
Ripley
we
style.
would look? Each one of us had one on our chest.
That'd be great.
Oh my God.
What was my PSA? Oh, yes. It's simply this statement. The spot in front of your house is not your spot.
Parking
You see
spot?
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. For those of us that don't have a garage or a parking pad and park on the street, the spot that is in front of your house is not your spot.
That is
we
correct.
share them.
Yep.
Okay? And we just recently had a situation where this is a bit of a long story. Not sure I really want to get into it, but suffice to say, all you need to know is that Jill's father died a while ago, and he had a car, and that car has now been shipped from Western Massachusetts to Los Angeles for Jill.
Wow.
You know, this is we're talking, I don't know, a 2016, 2017 car, and she's in the process of trying to get like the tag and the title and the registration and the probate and the this and the that. It's complicated because of the death part of it.
Right.
So they delivered the car, but she's not allowed to drive it. So the car is just on the street.
Right.
Parked, right?
Uh-huh.
Not in anyone's way. Parked less than a foot from the curb.
In a legal spot.
In a legal spot. Someone starts putting on like 8.5 by 11 paper, 3 weeks, ...
Oh.
Then
that
go
it's been
back.
parked there.
Now it says 2 weeks. Now it says, if you do not move this car in a week, I will be calling the cops.
Wow.
Now, is it annoying, I suppose, that a car is just there stationary? First of all, I have never noticed one single car on my street, how long it's been there, if it's moved, if it's not moved, if it's been moving every day but comes back to the same spot. I could not tell you. Somehow this person was very aware of this.
Yeah.
And they threatened to call the cops. So she goes out, and because she's not driving the car, she doesn't see these things. So one day she just goes out, and it just says, she sees like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, calling the cops. Okay. So she comes back in, furious, and writes like a note that she's going to put on the car being like, hi. She doesn't apologize. I tell her, just write sorry. I'm waiting for the registration. I can't get it right away. I wish I had it too. But as soon as I get it, I'll move the car. But really, the truth is, as soon as she gets it, the car will still be parked on the street, just, I suppose, in different places, but whatever. But she's so angry. She's like, I'm going to confront the person that lives in the house in front of the spot. I say, how do you know it's that person? She said, who else would it be? I said, I don't know. Maybe someone that's just diligently watching from their like rear window style. No. She goes over, knocks on that person's door like a coward. They don't answer.
Yeah.
Knocks again.
Definitely
they don't answer.
them.
She rings
Yeah,
the doorbell.
It's definitely them.
They don't answer. So she's like, fuck, I guess I'll have to just leave the note in the car. Leaves it. And she hears someone in the yard and goes over, and someone's like peering over the fence to see who was knocking on the door. And she goes, excuse me, runs over to the person, says, did you leave these notes in my car? And much like the way a teenager leaves an angry comment for a celebrity, and then when that celebrity on Twitter is like, oh man, sorry. And then they're like, oh, sorry, The Rock, I didn't mean to insult you.
Yeah.
Black Adam was really good. You know, I didn't realize you were going to read this. You know, he immediately flipped like, oh, so sorry. I would never tow your car. I just was concerned. I was worried because this car wasn't moving and I didn't know whose it was. Fuck you to this person.
Yeah.
The note would say, fuck you. This is what I would write and just leave it on my car.
Her instinct
Go
was
fuck
correct.
yourself.
Like, I'm not saying sorry to this fuck. Do they have a driveway that they're using? Or is that their parking spot?
It's street parking. There's no driveway.
Yeah, it's just street parking. It's just a street, a city street.
Right, so they can't park? That's why they're so pissed?
They can't park in front of their house.
I think
That's
that
why
they
they're
like to
pissed.
park in front of their house, and they think of it as their little spot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not. And I especially say this around the holidays when it's like people are going to have people over. It's a public street. I know it sucks that you don't have a garage. I wish I had one too, my friends, but you don't. And I also say this because I've seen, because I'm on, Reddit a lot. I'm always looking for unpopular opinions, things like that, things for the show. I always see neighbors getting into furious arguments about that. People will leave notes on a car being like, this is my spot. I mean, like, no, it's just the street. And I'm like, surely this is made up. No one would think that that is their spot and that they can reserve it.
Yeah.
And then, boom, lo and behold, it happens to me. Well, not really to me, but the only thing I'm wondering is, remember I told you about the dead rigor mortis squirrel on her car?
Yes.
Now I'm wondering, was it planted?
Oh, was this on the car?
Yeah, it was on the car.
It was on
Oh.
it was on the 3-week car.
So is this the proverbial horse head in your bed?
Ew, gross.
So wait, you guys are a 3-car family now.
Well, as soon as she gets the registration, she's selling her older, shittier car.
Oh, so this is an upgrade.
So we will still be a 2-car family.
Oh, okay.
No garage, though. Join us Monday, where we will be discussing everyone's favorite Christmas movie, the one you watch with your family every single year. It's a Wonderful Life? No. Home Alone? No. So, Christmas Vacation, do you watch that with your family? Because that's what we're doing!
Yay!
Yay!
Confirmed that is Trey Kirby's #1 Christmas movie.
Oh.
Well, he's Trey. If you're listening to this, don't listen to that. That's a little spoiler for you. Email us, isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. I want your emails for this upcoming December mailbag. Rachel, you just got the invitation again. I thought that you weren't invited, but you're invited. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Check us out, patreon.com/isthisgood. That's where you can donate to JD's Bowling Alley Fund. This was JD, Matt, and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Carpe diem, bitch.